No, I'm good. I'm down. I'm glad you said let's talk shit about white people because I want to roll into Just Pearly Things.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Shout out to all our Caucasian viewers. You know, this isn't personal to you, but
yeah, this is just business.
you know, this is reparations.
Yeah. So Just Pearly Things was going through it. She's kind of going through a lot right now because she interviewed Nick Fuentes.
She's foreign, right? She's not even like American white.
No, she's American white.
Oh, she's American?
She's from Chicago, yeah.
Oh, shit.
And she is one of the new leaders in the red pill space of telling women they ain't shit because they're not traditional. Essentially beating down. It's a woman beating feminism down.
Pandering to niggas.
Did y'all say she's Jordan Peterson's daughter?
No.
Is that?
Nah.
That's not true?
Nah.
No, I never
That's
heard
not
that.
true.
I never heard that before.
That was true.
Nah.
That
His
sounds
daughter
like
good money, too.
That sounds like a comparison
She does
that
come from
somebody
money,
would
though.
try to make
Yeah.
though.
She comes from money, though.
I feel like, what's her name? Just Pearly?
Just
Pearly
Pearly
I feel like her
Things, yeah. That's how you-
position in the game is kind of like, you know how they were saying that men look more masculine with makeup? Because it's like, you're not supposed to. The fact that you were willing to do that means that you're a man, like you're strong in your fucking masculinity.
Right.
I think she looks feminine by being masculine.
I said because of the way she attacks feminism and
Yeah,
stuff
because
like
the
that.
way she goes, she's hard on hoes. I think she's very like the way she be doing it and shit.
Yeah, I think it's
The
lame.
way she
how
goes about it.
Okay, so I'm trying to go in on her. So he trying to big her up. Fuck her. So,
Oh, I'm not saying that as a compliment.
oh yeah.
I'm not
I
saying.
see what you're saying.
I'm just making an observation.
All right. So, but long story short, she had Nick Fuentes on there, right?
Yeah.
And once again, Nick Fuentes goes to a platform built off the backs of black people and gets an interview by Just Pearly Things, a white woman, and all of her he's getting zero pushback throughout the entire interview. Same situation that kind of like happens when Richard Spencer goes on a No Jumper.
Yeah.
Where you get these white nationalists on your channel and don't give them any pushback. You also play into them. You say things like she tries to take a quote from the creator of Roots and said, yeah, even the creator of Roots, Nick Fuentes is talking about black people. Mm-hmm. Crazy, per usual. He's on brand.
Yeah.
And she adds in, yeah, even the person who made Roots said that he wanted to make it bigger than what it was so that black people had something to hold on to, like the Holocaust. Like,
Is that real?
he said something. It was
He
out,
said that?
it was
No,
out
she
of context
said
how he
that,
said
Joe.
it,
Yeah,
but
and
it was
she-
out of. He said something along those lines, but it was completely out of context how she framed it. Pretty much, she pretty much was trying to make it seem like,
Like they try to embellish
She-
and make it mythical.
yeah, she said it like we're mythicizing what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's how he said it. When he wasn't saying it like that, he was just trying to put it on screen. And even Roots is a dumbed down version of what slavery actually was. And everybody who knows anything about slavery knows Roots is still played as a dumbed down version for TV. You know what I'm
Niggas
saying?
lost more than half a foot being slaves.
Yeah,
For sure,
exactly.
for
Yeah,
sure,
exactly. Yeah, niggas had more than half a foot, and their last name changed for being slaves. So
Yeah, for sure.
But she over here keying with him, like going back and forth with him during these type of conversations and stuff like that. So niggas is like, bro, what are you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? It seems to be some sort of trend with
Black people are lazy.
It seemed to be some sort of trend with white broadcast, or it's just like people are thirsty to have neo-Nazi interviews.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
Because
you know
of the
what I'm
clicks
saying?
that it's getting.
Huh?
Because of the clicks that it's getting. Like
Yeah,
the,
and
the,
it's
the
like,
platforming like
and
that.
it's always seemed to be these platforms that are built off of black people. Because if we're looking at Just Pearly Things' career, Just Pearly Things is a YouTuber
Built off of black people.
built off of black people in terms of almost
the culture and shit like that.
80% of she came into the black manosphere.
But you see, I feel like you saying that it's like it unintentionally disrespects our whole culture. Like that's not like or like this whole shit. Like it's not.
Well, no, she also has like her like people that work for her, like the people who helped her become who she was and stuff like that.
No,
and then
what did
But
you know?
it's like built off. Like what do you mean built off?
Okay, so
like you telling me a black person?
Like
I don't.
Majority of our audience.
Like if a nigga gave me a
okay,
shout out and said he helped me,
Right.
no, you didn't, nigga.
Right,
Like,
right.
I don't give a fuck. I spoke these words. I spoke this pimping. I
Right,
spoke
right,
this ism, nigga.
right.
I was in this chair. Like
So, people did help us.
So
We've been helped.
we've been helped, but
Nick,
nigga,
Justin, we've been helped. We was about to get really helped until some shit happened. You remember? Like we've been helped.
the thing about being helped, you can't get helped unless you help yourself. And
Of
you have
course.
to help yourself a lot more than when people help you.
But that doesn't
And
negate
help-
niggas because we can't do it by ourselves. It's literally impossible.
But is our shit built off the back of other black people?
Now
or
saying that it's built off their backs is
Yeah, so
different.
maybe that was a wrong.
Help
I see
is
what you're
different
saying.
than
because it's
building
like
off their
saying,
that makes
like
sense.
I don't like I'm fully.
Yeah,
I can
it's rare to
disrespect this
say.
bitch.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
kind of rare.
I
To,
give
I
no
don't give a
fuck
fuck
about
about
what
this
it's
this
hard
is.
to say built off the blacks, built off the back of a certain people.
When you're putting in the work-
blacks?
yeah, when you're putting
in the work.
Especially if we're just talking about like, oh, how you feel about it's like goofy shit
Men and
like
women,
that.
yeah, yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
why I wonder how many black people know who she is.
Most black people do. So
Enough.
most of
Probably.
most
Word.
of most of
At least
everything
within that
everything that she references, the personalities that she has on her show, the street interviews that she does, it's all around. It's all with black people, people of color. Long story short,
Yep.
and she's in Europe, so it's like not just.
So she is overseas.
She is. She's
But
in
she's
Europe.
from Chicago.
But she's from Chicago.
Because I about to say she gave me like a foreign vibe
yeah.
about it.
Because she's in. Did you get it?
This nigga's winning.
He's
This is his
elusive.
studio.
He's elusive than a motherfucker. But
don't
what was y'all
know
talking
this.
about?
So Pearly Things.
Yeah, she's in UK.
She's in the UK. The thing that's interesting about her is she popped up. So when Pearly Things first popped up, she pretty much, just like a lot of people did, rushed into that space that void Kevin Samuels left
That
when he
debate.
died. That debate,
Manosphere.
open dialogue, manosphere person. And then there were people who did it before Kevin Samuels, and there were people that were doing it during Kevin Samuels as well too. But he did it the best. That's why he rose to the top. Cream always goes to the top. I think she rose up to the top mainly because the black conversation between men and women relationships is what made it a national conversation for sure. Kevin Samuels put it on a national level, and then everybody picked in onto that. She jumped into that as well, always had black people in there. But she always looked up and valued people like, she always references Rollo, a guy who was in that space, Kevin Samuels. She references them. They're always, her talking points when you watch her debate shows, and it's always a debate show. In terms of being a host and a moderator and actually having like intellectual conversation, it's terrible. Like
That's what
she's not filtering in
She's not saying
information.
anything
She's
really.
not the greatest. I think she rose to the top because she was a white woman doing this.
She's white.
And I'm not going to lie.
She-
I was just scrolling through the feed. There's
You can't-
mad black people in all these thumbnails.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
it's just black people.
Yeah. So it's
This
like,
shit look like BET.
yeah, literally. So
It's the Adam 22 argument.
yeah, so I never thought she was that talented anyway, because even when you hear her talk, and I'm like, you're not even a beast like that, but like you're getting all this clout and followers and shit, but you also have these people like
Are these black people? They're from the UK.
no, they're all type of black people. So African Americans, Africans, French, oh, you're talking, are these niggas for real?
They're not even niggas for real. And then let's be honest. Let's be honest. But let's be honest. But then,
You are
but
right.
then,
Yeah,
let's be honest, right? Like, all right, if this is what she's doing, can we be mad? Like, of course, it's probably happening to white people. Like, white people get into, they have their own relationship problems.
Right.
Are you like? It's just certain things like we gotta be realistic about. Are you worried about a nigga robbing your house or a white man robbing your house? Like a white man with a fucking glasses and nerdy.
So
No,
you're
you're
saying-
probably worried about a nigga running in your shit.
Right.
It's just certain things.
Right.
It's like
But are you worried about that same white man shooting up your school?
Right.
context
Well,
is
no,
everything.
But
Yeah.
then, and on top of that, like, yeah, we wouldn't be concerned with it, but you're doing all this thing with black people and using the influence in the black person and black people's reaction, because our reaction is worth $1 million, is worth 1 million clicks to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, on its own.
And then you get with a fucking a proud neo-Nazi, and you over here talking about, yeah, even slavery and it's hyped up as to be,
Self-proclaimed racist.
and then you say stuff like, yeah, I've been trying to get my African to show up on time forever. You trying to have color people time, keys and jokes with a open racist. You're not giving them no pushback on any level. Yeah, it's time to put this white bitch down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we need that so we can have us what they call it, them good brothers. Israelites, so we can have a fellow Israelite come on here and bash white people. We have to be fair.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You get what I mean? And plus,
honestly, she's made it too far. The fact that she's hit 1 million subscribers and hasn't been roasted, I don't like that shit either, because Kevin Samuels went through a lot of criticism
before he got
he hit his 1 million, and y'all let this white girl just jump up to the fucking top of the ranks, and then when she got to the top of the ranks, invited her little white buddy Nick Fuentes, didn't have no pushback, and over here 𝙃 trying to have color people time and fucking slavery jokes with this nigga.
But there were also niggas in the studio that said nothing. I believe she has a nigga co-host.
She did, and
does.
none of as you saw her. Wait, look. As you saw her YouTube page, ain't nothing but BET. None of the black co-hosts were at the Nick Fuentes interview. Not a single one.
They wasn't there.
Not a single one.
that was in his writer.
No,
Okay.
not a single one. Not a single one was at the Nick Fuentes interview.
That's an interesting caveat.
Yeah. Same with
game.
how No Jumper is a nigga in every video, but all of a sudden when Richard Spencer comes, it's me, Destiny, and Adam 22.
Okay. So this bitch is grimy.
Yeah.
Granted, she might not be disrespecting niggas per se. They are UK. It could be some Indians. It could be some Africans.
But
it's a bunch of them.
Sure.
Hey, do you understand her? Because you're black. So it feels more personal.
Are you not black?
But for instance, well, yeah, but
He's Native American.
I'm talking about you in person.
He's Cherokee.
Nigga, are you trans Asian?
You in
See that hair, nigga? He's
I
Cherokee.
identify as Blazing today. I ain't gonna hold you. But you remember how you said that, like, all right, you willing to capitalize off the downfall of No Jumper because you don't really care about.
For sure.
And plus, it's like, nigga, you here to win.
Yeah, for sure.
What if she's seeing the game that way? She's like, I'm white. Like, I don't
but the problem
about
with it
some
is-
black struggle.
No, that's completely fine. But that's the
I'm here to capitalize off this shit.
That's true, and I respect that. But there's two ways of capitalizing off of it. Number one, if you know that you're white, you have to play a different game in hip hop or in white spaces or black spaces, right? If you're gonna use black people all the time, don't get some racist white person up here and then start keying and all of a sudden don't have none of your black hosts on here, or give him pushback on the people that you surround your day-to-day life with, right? So that's number one. You can bring him on there. You're gonna get just as many clicks by completely demolishing him in a racist. Going back and forth. If you get him intellectually, kick the nigga out. There's a lot of angles you can go with.
We assuming she disagree.
And
we're assuming,
we're assuming she disagree. And if she doesn't, that's not a problem.
No, it's not a. Well, it's a problem in the sense of now
it is a problem.
Yeah,
it is a problem because how you got to 1 million,
right?
And then you got to 1 million and showed your true colors,
right?
That's why it's a problem.
I think. If niggas, there is no show if niggas aren't being asked questions. So niggas are saying yes to whatever, like, hey, you want,
around her.
like, yeah, like, hey, you want to come on the show? Black people are saying, people that are black are saying yes because she's from UK. They're not black.
Yeah,
we have to really keep saying that.
No,
what should we call them?
Yeah, because we have to summarize everything on the other side of the ocean.
Yeah, it's just foreign black.
Yeah, just foreign black. Foreign black.
They overseas.
What if she did, like, what if this whole time she's thinking of her channel not as some type of manosphere shit, but just as a literal debate show? So in her mind, it's like, all right, I'm a debate show. Let me have,
But then you got to debate.
You got to debate. She can't never go. All her debates suck. She sucks.
Yeah.
She sucks at them. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you hear her, it's like, even her delivery be weak as hell. It doesn't sound, it's repeated talking. I can watch a Kevin Samuels old live stream. I can watch I can watch a Fresh and Fit live stream and get these debates, but at least I know Myron did research. I can hear the research. All I hear is her repeating what she heard on everybody else's YouTube show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because this whole debate with men and women, so debate is a formal discussion on a particular topic in a public meeting or legislative assembly in which opposing arguments are put forward.
Exactly.
So
there's no opposition.
By literal definition.
By literal definition.
There's no opposition, so what the fuck was you doing?
She's more of a mediator.
She's a mediator.
She's more of a mediator, but then but a lot of times these mediators be trying to position themselves as debaters, and they're not that. Adam 22 is one of those two people too. You just need to step back and mediate, but then don't put two people. You need to put the actual opposing on other sides of each other. You're the mediator, but you got two either like-minded people, or you got somebody who's not even ready for a debate of this level. Like you're supposed to put a debate. Like nigga, if
that's what Fresh and Fit be doing to them hoes.
So
nigga, if like no cap, bruh, if I had Umar Johnson's number right now and Nick Fuentes said he's trying to pull up, I'm calling Umar. Pull up on this nigga. I'm here, right? He's coming. You know what I'm saying? Chop him up. Let's get a couple million views real quick. And Umar's pulling up. I don't even want no smoke. He gonna take care of this. You know what I'm saying?
But Fuentes ain't gonna go to that.
But he won't show up though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So which
Nigga,
means
he ain't gonna fuck with the Prince of Pan-Africanism.
right.
Nigga, he ain't gonna get a word
essentially,
out.
You're supposed to have the opposing view on the other side.
Yeah.
Not a fucking cuddle session.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like this is something Joe Budden was stressing to Adam was
And what was
you should handle, like, he was criticizing Adam months ago because he feels like he should handle street artists that just came out the hood with more care. Don't just let them sit on your couch.
Bruh, I hate this nigga Joe Budden. I hate niggas. I hate everybody.
Bro,
I hate everybody.
I'm interviewing you. I'm not your babysitter.
I hate
So
everybody.
Obviously, it's cool if I'm a respectful nigga.
But it's nice, but his point makes sense now, though. When you have a young black kid who you're asking him about murders, but then you get Richard Spencer on the couch, you don't ask him about the bodies that have dropped due to his Proud Boys movement.
Because he didn't directly do them.
No,
So
no,
there's
but
not as
you,
much
but
detail.
it
But
is.
if
You could be a rapper is a storyteller from the hood. He might be rapping his homeboy story, but you still asking like he's the one that slid on the ops. So you need to be pressing this person who was doing Charlottesville riots and shit that's killing people.
And just to piggyback on that, I think one of the bigger problems, what Joe was saying about Adam 22 shit, was that like you asking these niggas about direct beef that's happening right now, sending them right back to the hood.
Right.
So like you fucking up. They're like, of course they're willingly doing it and all that shit. They're doing it as well. But it's like you a white man in the space doing that. That's like
Where else are they supposed to go? Back home, nigga. If they live in the hood, whose problem is that? That's not. If I'm a white dude, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
But look,
Especially
go ahead.
because you said it yourself. You made a whole separate video about thanking the downfall of the no jumper clap.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you completely understand the mindset.
for sure.
It's not personal. I think a lot of this is not personal.
But no pushback.
Bro, she's a what's a good word? A feeble white girl. A feeble.
Famished.
I know what you mean.
She is famous, but a soft.
But it's almost like just keep the same energy on all accounts.
No. You gotta
saying?
keep. I'm keeping the
It's
same
like
energy,
keep the same energy
for
on all
anybody.
accounts.
Yeah. You have to keep the same energy. You can't have an energy switch up
When somebody different
when
comes
somebody
in.
different comes. You have to keep the same energy. I'll plot on No Jumper's downfall, just like if Joe Budden and his current crew has a downfall, I'm plotting on that shit too. So I'm gonna keep the same energy for both. I can't.
I only watch.
No Jumper can't have a downfall, and then when Joe has another downfall, or if he has another downfall, I'll be like, well, yeah, I can understand the position. He was like, no. Let's talk about all the things Joe did wrong,
And let's talk about all the shit that led up
for
to it.
3 hours
Yeah.
straight. I'm going in.
I've only saw because I had to go on Rumble. I was like looking for clips. I only saw like 2 clips, and they were they were just talking.
Who?
Like, they just
Pearly.
Things.
Okay.
Okay.
And they was just talking. I didn't hear any shit talking, but they was just having that's how it sounds.
Exactly. So, they were. So how do you have that kind of conversation with somebody who is incited violence?
If you don't want
the
to come off a certain way.
The same way we've talked to Israelites that are literally have a mic in their hand saying, I wish I could kill a cracker.
Yeah.
It's real. But I don't look at them and go, man, I could kill a cracker too. I just look at them and go, shit. I mean, hey, what you gonna do? You gonna, kill a cracker, man. What you gonna do about it? Nigga?
You're supposed to, but if they're like on your show, that's a little different. Just Israelites in the street. But if they're like on your show, you're supposed to challenge them. Like,
But then also, if you came up fucking just only having white people on your shit the whole time, and white people is your crowd and the people who fucking with you, and then nigga saying that he just want to kill white people, and you on your show, you know your fan base is white people, you're not gonna say anything to challenge that
then
nigga.
you start keying with them and shit. Though.
Yeah,
because you also got to protect your bag too.
Yeah, but we assuming that just because she's profiting off of these motherfuckers means that she cares about them.
She doesn't, but that's you're right. You might be right.
She doesn't care about them.
But that's the problem.
And we can't make her care.
You can't make her care, but
She looks like a cold bitch.
she do.
Like, was Adam wrong for like the whole Boom Gang situation, like when he was passed out?
But he didn't give him. Did he give him the drugs
I
and
don't
the,
think
and the
so.
liquor?
Yeah,
and shit?
No.
Like, did he make a black man look bad?
He wasn't
Like,
wrong for
if
that.
you become an
No,
interviewer
no.
and now you a stepdad, like
Like,
what are the job responsibilities?
this is
for
the
real?
problem we have with interviews, right? Shout out to everybody we done an interview with. This has probably only happened 2 times, But it's been certain niggas,
They ask to take it out.
and we tell them every time, like, yo, like, you know, you've seen our interviews.
Don't say anything you don't want to say.
Everything is on wax. We barely do any editing. So please don't say nothing.
Yeah.
But niggas will say something that has to be edited out. It's like, fuck.
Nigga say this off the record, but nigga, we still recording.
Like, bro,
you
like,
can't just do that right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you mean. You can't put it all on the host and everything on that. Like you gotta put certain things on the guest, but you can still admit that there are certain angles that you should and should not take when you're dealing with people.
And honestly, a part of me wants to hear Nick's perspective on the black man. Like, I want to hear how does a 2023 racist be racist?
But that's
because it's a completely
you're
different.
Not even, so I mean, it's deep. He said a lot of shit.
What were some of his talking points?
His talking points are always the same, but you know, black people are inferior. We're less intelligent.
Okay.
We're dumb. He's got a couple other points, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But it's the same. No matter what interview you watch of Nick Fuentes, he'll give you the same.
And
what
same
if
things.
what if
Same thing every time.
what if Just Pearly took the angle that, like, I'm gonna let him talk and make himself look stupid, and it just backfired that way?
Well, she makes herself looking stupid in the process.
Exactly.
Well, she was saying,
backfired.
nah,
It just
That's a
backfired.
possibility.
but she was saying
dumb.
dumb shit too.
She was saying, but she was
she
joining
was
it.
kinda coinciding
She was
with
joining
it.
it.
She said-
She was joining it. Like when Nick, one of his biggest things that got him canceled was he was saying that the Holocaust never happened.
So what, he's talking shit about everybody?
No, not everybody. He's
Just blacks and Jews,
yeah,
which
pretty much.
neo-Nazis
Yeah,
don't
okay,
like.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's targeted still.
Why?
But
So-
the funny thing is, it's
So
funny.
if you a neo-Nazi and like your hierarchy of hate, it goes Jewish people, black people, and then like Hispanics.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Because
You know
I
what
think
I'm saying?
neo-Nazis...
They don't really have too much. I don't really ever hear too much smoke for Hispanics, even though I can assume that they don't
well,
like them.
the thing that's always funny about Nick Fuentes.
They close enough to niggas, so I mean,
The thing
Black
that's
man.
funny about Nick Fuentes to me and why he's such a clown, this nigga's last name is Hispanic.
It's very Spanish right
Yeah.
there.
It's a bit like,
yeah.
nigga, your last name is Fuentes.
It's like...
You're supposed to be this raging Christian. This nigga is walking around. He walking around full of cum. 22 years old, virgin.
But that's why he hates
That
Jews.
nigga look old as a
Because it's
motherfucker.
like...
He do look old. Yeah, he's young as hell, but he
living a life of hate fucks you up, man.
Yeah, and you a virgin. I can't even take anything you're saying seriously right now. You
He
don't
says
believe
he's a virgin.
He
That
is
might
a
be the
virgin.
one thing he get black people.
Wait,
Y'all age well.
He is a virgin.
He said, I am a virgin. I'm saving myself for marriage.
He's
at the same
probably
time,
bought
you-
pussy.
I was getting him confused with Richard Spencer. I was saying Nick Fuentes and imagining Richard Spencer.
Oh, okay. These are two different people. Yeah.
Yeah, Damn near the
No,
same.
dog.
These are
motherfucker.
two different people who the last
Yeah.
platforms they show up on have helped assist fucking that platform up.
Yeah, Nick Fuentes goes around saying he's like openly racist, like actively openly racist. Says that
Yeah, he's
shit.
stupid as shit.
Yeah.
Like he's dumb as shit.
He'll never
Which is
get caught.
okay. It's okay for you to say that. Like, I'm not tripping off that. But if somebody's gonna invite you on a platform and they want to, you know what I'm
We need to
saying?
push back on racism.
And you see, I don't want to incite violence on anybody because that's illegal. But niggas will jump 6'9" in the gym and like this nigga, like where Nick Fuentes be at? Like he's just untouched.
He need to be
Niggas don't
riding for
care
his
about him.
Spanish people because his last name is Fuentes. If you want to be a neo-Nazi, you need to change your last name, nigga.
Yeah.
And you need to get some pussy.
He sound like a rat, nigga. Like he sound like he's undercover.
Low key, like
feel
he's
me?
infiltrating some white supremacy shit.
Hell yeah. Because there are some Hispanics that look very white. Like what's that
For
one?
sure.
What's the nigga name? 𝙿𝙾𝚃. His name is Diego.
Yeah. He's,
But
yeah, he's
the
straight
fuck?
Spanish.
the irony is that a lot of Hispanics are deeply racist. So
Yeah, sure.
it makes sense
Well,
that
to be
like
fair-
a white Hispanic
Yeah,
racist
I'm about to-
is like the most powerful nigga ever.
No, a Spaniard.
A Spaniard.
Spaniard.
Like,
Different.
he's like Portuguese.
A
or some shit.
Spaniard.
Yeah, he speaks
Yeah.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Spaniard. Yeah.
1419
You
Spaniard.
call it if you like a Spaniard is the white of the Hispanics.
Exactly.
Conquistadors.
Yeah.
Out there in
conquistadors.
Spain.
You call a Spaniard like a Mexican, they're throwing hands with you.
Yeah.
Like you got me fucked up. Like
Like-
that's like calling them a nigga.
If you call anybody that's not Mexican a Mexican, they probably gonna fight you.
Bro, Hispanics,
Puerto Ricans, Dominicans.
Hispanics prejudice is shit. This
Okay.
my manager, when I had like my afro, she
Niggas
was
ass
like,
swim.
she was like, damn, your hair is like so nappy, mind you. She's one of those Hispanics where like her hair is curlier than yours, so nappier
okay.
than yours.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bitch, like
Who the fuck are you talking to?
Like
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, I guess, but like first, like bitch, what?
Yeah, right.
And mind you, this woman in particular, like she speaks good English, but she speaks.
But you don't.
English-
Nah, it's a different one. You haven't met her.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking
You
about
haven't met
that
her.
one. Okay. Yeah.
But she's doesn't. That's the same.
Because when you said it, I'm like, yo, that sounds like some shit Carmen was
Bro, Carmen, but Carmen has done.
Yes.
Carmen has done it. Yeah.
So many knots.
Spanish be doing that shit, man.
But the one appreciation that I do, shout out to Richard Spencer and Nick Fuentes for bringing these white people down to earth. You know, I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, we got to
Because they're white. At the end of the day, they're gonna be all right. I mean, I really don't have to. I'm not. You know, I can't really be. I'm not crying that much. White people are always gonna be all right. They're never gonna really be down bad forever.
No.
I wouldn't say
nope.
that. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't say that?
Nope.
No.
Tell me a white person who goes down and
Things
just stays
change
down.
and rearrange, nigga.
Yeah.
If you was a straight white man right now, from the way that they be talking about that shit,
Nigga,
they the new niggas.
and they're still winning.
But they still winning.
If you're white,
they're far away from.
If
it.
you're
that's
white,
how-
you will be all right.
That's how powerful. Like,
What is winning?
That's how powerful. Like
Racism
just,
is.
No, like just like fake news.
No, it's not
like
that.
how
No,
white
no.
people.
No.
A white man probably genuinely thinks that, but in our head, we're like, nigga, you still winning.
He's still white.
No,
He's
like,
no,
still
that's
it's,
how-
not, it's not in our head. No, we're talking about structurally, societal structures.
Yeah.
White
He's
But
man
in
is
their
still winning.
head, though, like in a white dude's head,
He might feel like he's under attack.
he feels insubordinate.
But yeah, he might feel like that. But if him as a white person goes into a job interview next to that black person,
Yeah.
same exact credentials, his odds of getting
Bro,
it,
the
Like,
fact of the
still
matter
might
is,
be
bro,
higher.
no matter where
Thought-
you are in the world, the fact of the matter is, bro, if you are the majority in your country or your wherever, if you're the majority,
Yeah.
you're more likely going to be on top because
Yeah,
you're going to
yeah, for
encounter
sure.
more people who are like you.
Right,
Period.
right.
So you
Facts.
like just like how we go into fucking the black person's house with my job. As soon as I see it's a nigga, what's up, my nigga? Like we
Right,
here,
right,
like
right,
it's
right,
love.
right.
What
So,
about the stub, nigga?
Which
Yeah.
I don't get mad about shit like that.
yeah, it's just the majority rules.
right,
Like,
right,
that's what
pretty
it
much,
is.
yeah.
Like if you apply for a job and a nigga named Connor, who was in the same fraternity as the hiring manager, he gets a job, like that's obvious, nigga.
Shout out to my
Like
guy,
I'm not
son.
mad at that shit.
Shout out to my godson, a black boy named Connor.
I fuck with it.
Probably one of the rarest
He
ones.
about to be fucking them job applications up.
Hell yeah.
They
What's
gonna
the
know.
last name though?
Washington.
Oh, he
He
good.
good money.
Oh, he's
That's
a
a
good.
presidential name, yo.
That nigga could be a
good.
politician.
Oh, yeah.
He good.
Washington.
He good. He good.
Yeah, yeah,
He good. He good. He good. He good out here in
That
these
nigga
streets.
Where he live at?
VA.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
about to be the next governor.
Yeah, he all right out here. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he all right.
Oh, yeah, he make bread.
Yeah.
Connor Washington.
Connor Washington, nigga.
So yeah,
His parents set
just
him
pearly
up.
things should be all right. You know,
Yeah, I
she
mean,
white,
you
she
know,
be all right.
I guess still
Motherfuckers
fuck that
racist.
bitch,
Who
but
cares?
Yeah, fuck her.
Fuck it. It's like
I know what you mean. though. We shouldn't be like up in arms about it, but it's
who
like
cares?
but we
Like,
have to
who
have that
cares?
so we can
I'm smoking on the Just Pearly pack.
Like, should we get pissed off when Nick Fuentes says that black people are dumb?
Oh,
No,
no,
it's not him.
Nigga,
No, it's not
statistically
him.
speaking, black
Nope.
women are the most educated demographic.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, it's
for
just
sure.
simply not true.
I'm not even mad at Nick Fuentes
Not
how he
mad at him
conducted
at all.
himself. I
No.
think he did exactly what he was supposed to do in that interview.
He played
she
his role.
did.
pearly things.
She didn't.
It's like
Right.
okay.
She didn't. He did exactly what he was supposed
Exactly.
to do. It would if Nick Fuentes went there and was like, I changed my thoughts on shit, I'd be like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? This ain't the neo-Nazi that I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's
But
not like I
you
needed
know what
her
I'm
to
saying?
change his
Like,
mind. I don't need her to change his mind. I just needed her to show
we here
that.
we here to
what side
you
really
need to
on.
separate
Like-
yourself from him. You don't need to be keying with this
So
nigga.
you have black people working for you. Like,
Yeah.
have some respect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's like don't be keying and then don't have none of your black people around. That shit's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like
But you see,
Well,
the,
what if she's just really super racist? Like, what if she built this
Loaded.
whole channel of, overseas blacks because she slave labor?
see,
Well, that's the same thing.
That's the
She was trying to live her
I would say
ancestors' fantasy.
I would say less of that for her because we haven't seen enough of her. Like she hasn't been around long enough. But I would say that's something that like Adam 22 faces a lot, where they're like, he's got to be secretly racist because, well, that's what some people think. Like he's got to be secretly racist because he's used black people for all these years to get his brand out of debt because, he talked about how he was in debt, $1 million owed to the IRS and all this stuff. And once these black people got him out of this hole, all of a sudden he's just like doing everything that typical black people would hate against or just like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
and even like that, like use black people. Like, is it because they're black or is it because
That's what works.
that's like it's just cool? Like, I mean, it's just cool.
Well, that's what works. So,
like talking about gang shit in 2012 was just something that worked.
right.
Gang shit just so happens to be connected to black people.
Right,
It's
right,
a
right.
bunch
right.
of niggas in gangs.
Right.
Allegedly. Now,
But then the question comes. The question with that comes: is this even really your world? Like, what are you even talking about it for then?
But it's
Well, I don't know. I don't want to say that.
Well,
'cause
I
you
guess
talk about,
what you're, I
we
guess,
talking about-
we talk
I guess
about
what you're
anything.
trying to get at too is like, does your
Like,
does your content have to represent you in a certain way, right? Is that what you're
Right.
kind of asking?
yeah, and it's like I'm just trying to like, all right, we have to find a solid reason to hate this bitch, other than like it's
racist.
Like yeah, or the possibility of her being racist.
I don't hate her. I'm just smoking her pack right
Yeah.
now. That's all.
And
I'm just joining.
Well,
the
yeah,
bandwagon.
These reviews, nigga.
Yeah. I don't hate her though. I don't think she's racist.
But
Yeah.
I think she think
made a mistake.
Honestly, what I genuinely think happened, like just stepping outside of everything, I think this is a big opportunity for views. Number one, Nick Fuentes is coming, another cancel white boy. I think she was nervous
Yep.
about how to conduct herself or what to do. I think she didn't want to bring any of her black cohorts on because she didn't want to push back on her. I think there was a certain side of her that was so nervous that he was coming, she didn't want to push back and make him uncomfortable. So she set it up to be a really calming environment for him. To where
There's
he
no
can-
niggas
Probably
here.
too
to where,
calm.
to where, and it was too calm to where he can get his shit off, but she let him get so comfortable, still get his shit off because Nick Fuentes getting his shit off always need to be pushed back.
It's like Kanye.
Unless he's
I agree.
exactly. It's like he's never saying shit that's like, let him get his shit off and just let him go away. It's always unless he's around other neo-Nazis. But she made it so comfortable for him because she was so nervous about this opportunity, in quotes, that she literally gave him the craziest softball open thing. He was even coming at her co-host. The co-host said, I don't wish the best for you. She's like at the end of the interview, she's like, I wish the best for you. Her co-host was like, I don't wish the best for you. She was like, oh, he was like, oh, I mean, you're dating a black guy. Like, that's how the Italians feel about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was Nick Fuentes the whole time. And she just nervous laughing and shit. So I think the nerves fucked that up and sent her into cancellation mode to now where everybody's on her head. Because even one of her on-air personalities that would be on a lot of the debates tried to expose her. He tried to expose her on some weird shit. I think he was really jumping on the bandwagon, like, of this whole Just Pearly Things is burning down. He made a video talking about she wouldn't pay me salary. And she's like, bro, I don't have enough money to pay you salary. So, I mean, I get that. You know what I'm saying? I think he was really just jumping on the bandwagon of that shit.
Nigga didn't understand how business works.
The more we talk about this, the more I want to interview Nick Fuentes.
Bro, because
I want to ask him so many questions. Like, how do you feel about big black titties?
it's almost like he's playing a character that's racist.
He don't know how to feel about any titties. He a virgin.
He's lying.
Like, he has you can't have no sex conversation with him. He's a virgin.
Yeah.
But he's a devout Christian that's not married. That
Most
don't even make
racist-
sense.
That
He
doesn't
might
mean
be-
he's not jerking off.
Most
He
racists.
might be soaking. He might be soaking.
And why can't he buy some
Jerking
pussy?
off
yeah.
like he's Amish?
He bought some
I
pussy.
think only the
before.
Amish
don't know where he's
or like the
from.
Mormons.
I don't know where he's from, actually.
That nigga lying.
Yeah, bro, he probably jacks off the big black men.
Hell no, bro. Once you hear him talking, you're like, oh yeah, this nigga ain't never had no pussy.
Look,
Like, you can tell a nigga who ain't had no pussy before. He moves like a nigga
He's
that ain't had no
angry,
pussy.
deranged.
Yeah, it's just you off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And he's happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
moves like a nigga that has too much time on his hands because he's never been distracted by no pussy before.
I've seen gay niggas that look like they've had more pussy than Nick Fuentes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, literally. So it's like, sometimes even trying to have, especially like having conversations about people, there's like certain things we all have to be on the same page. Like, we can't have a man and woman conversation or relationship conversation if you never had a couple relationships yourself.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah.
How are we
Gotta have
even
the
having
context.
Yeah, it's like, how are we even having this conversation? You're literally going off of what you read or your favorite person's
Facts.
talking
You have no
point.
real
So
world
it's like,
experience.
he's so easy in my mind to just dismiss all the shit that he says.
No real
He's
world
just,
experience.
Yeah, he's still just somebody that talks too fucking much.